Hey everybody, how's it going? It is November 15th, 2021. 1 year ago today, I went in the hospital with COVID-19, and I already had bilateral viral pneumonia. I had been sick for about a week or so at that time, so I'm told. And I had gone to the hospital a few days before. I went in the hospital, it was a Sunday when I went in, and I had gone to the hospital on Thursday. I'd been sick since the preceding Wednesday, and very sick since the preceding Sunday, so I'm told. And the people at the hospital, when I went in on the Thursday, didn't admit me. My blood oxygen levels were still okay, so they sent me home with a prescription. I got hold of my doctor, and there was a mix-up in things, and I'd get all my prescriptions, almost all of them, through Express Scripts, and so that's what she did. And so had I been able to take the medications they prescribed to me, start taking them the next day, maybe I wouldn't have got so sick. I don't know. It's hard to say, but anyway, I wasn't able to get those medications, and so I got a lot sicker quickly, and went in the hospital on Sunday and began the fight of my life. I have been pretty badly injured a couple of times. I've broken both my femurs. And when I was 15, when I broke my first femur, my left femur, they didn't do, today if you break your femur, doesn't matter how old you are, they stick a pin in it, make sure you're okay for a couple of days and send you home. I know that because I broke my right femur when I was 40, and I was only in the hospital for a couple of days, and they sent me home. No cast, nothing. They just put a pin in it, sent me home. But in 1975, that's not the way they did that if you were not an adult, because they thought that pinning your femur that way would inhibit bone growth. They know today that that's not true. It doesn't do that. But, so instead of getting my femur pinned, they put me in traction. I was in the hospital for 6 weeks, which is significantly longer than I was in the hospital with COVID, but I wasn't dying. I didn't have trouble breathing. I wasn't having panic attacks. People could come and see me. Everything was about as normal as it could be for a kid in the hospital. And it wasn't like that with COVID. It was a terrifying experience, the pieces I can remember. I have a playlist called The COVID Battle, and I'll link that in the description below for all of you who may not have seen it. And I documented some of the things that went on while I was in the hospital. I don't remember making those videos, and I documented my recovery once I got home. I don't remember making the first few of those videos. Even after I got home, I was still very sick. I didn't have pneumonia or COVID anymore, but I was still very sick. I went in, as I said, with bilateral viral pneumonia. Before that went away, before they got that under control, I developed bilateral bacterial pneumonia, and that's what almost got me, was having both of them at the same time. It was really hard for them to treat both of them. So I'm told. I didn't even know I had both types of pneumonia until after I was home and got my got the medical reports from the hospital. I don't know that I would. I don't know. Maybe they. And I think I might have said this in one of my other videos. I didn't go back and watch them, but maybe they told me that, and I just don't remember. But they didn't tell me much. I do remember that they didn't talk to me much about what was wrong with me. I already knew I had pneumonia and COVID. What else could they tell me? I suppose they didn't want to scare me. I was having panic attacks and horrible anxiety, and I'm sure they didn't want to make that any worse. But as I said, it was the fight of my life. And, and like I said, when I've broken both femurs in pretty serious accidents. I've had a couple of other brushes with death, but nothing like this, nothing that was sustained. Those things were like, I didn't get killed in that accident. That didn't kill me, so I'm going to be okay. They didn't last. It was just that momentary thing. And it was, from what I can remember, I don't remember thinking I was going to die. I just remember not knowing whether I was going to live. It was a brutal experience, and I'm really glad that I'm over it. You see my shirt. Jennifer got me this. I was still pretty sick when she got me this, and I don't wear it much. I wore it around a little bit. I didn't go around much when I was recovering before I started actually feeling better. But I get some comments on it now and again. But one thing I do know is that I had the unending and undying support of my family and my friends and a lot of you, people that I don't know, subscribers and viewers that I don't know. And it kind of reminded me when my mom was killed, how many friends that she had made that had never met her. And they showed up to her memorial. There was probably 50 people who showed up to her memorial that had never met her. And so people that think that online support and online friendships aren't a real thing and don't have a positive effect on people's lives, you're wrong. It can have it had a huge therapeutic effect on me. You know, people leaving comments of support and prayer. It made a big difference in the way I felt about myself and the way I felt about humanity. There's always going to be jerks out there. There's always going to be people who don't care. There's always going to be people who don't believe or whatever the negative Nellies do or want to do. But there are a lot more good people out there, and I found that out when I was sick. And I just wanted to make this video and give all of you a shout out for supporting me. And I know some of you met me along the road and along the tracks while this was going on. I talked to some of you on the phone who, sent me a message and said, hey, give me a call. I'd like to talk to you. And at that time, I still couldn't talk very well or do anything. I couldn't breathe right or swallow or clear my throat or cough. I couldn't do any of that stuff. I couldn't eat spaghetti. It sucked. But you know what? I'm all better now. And I think that a lot of that has to do with a lot of the support that I knew I had from you folks out there, and don't think for a second that I still don't appreciate it on high. It was an awesome thing. It was a great experience. I wish I hadn't had to experience it. But since I did have to experience it, I will always appreciate the experience that it gave me the opportunity to have with all of you. So thank you for the prayers. Thank you for the support while I was sick. Thank you for supporting my channel. Thank you for continuing to watch. Thank you for your comments and continued prayers. And all of you are always in my prayers and in my thoughts. All right. Everybody take care. Be well. Stay safe. And we'll talk to you soon.